Puppy Love, The Story of Esme and Sam by Gillian Shields and Elizabeth Harbour. This is the city, and this is the park, where dogs run and play with a yap and a bark. Here is the dog called Esme L'Amour, who lives in a penthouse up on the top floor. And here is the dog called Samuel Bloom, who lives in a crowded tenement room. Esme has luncheon of chicken and crab. Samuel eats any scraps he can grab. Esme reposes on satins and lace. Samuel sleeps wherever there's space. Promptly at 3, Esme walks in the park, where Samuel prowls alone when it's dark. One afternoon, all sunny and bright, Mrs. B. Goldstein had such a bad fright. Esme's pink lead somehow slipped from her collar, and Mrs. B. Goldstein started to holler. But Esme was after some freedom and fun, so she followed her nose and started to run. It was all so exciting, so thrilling and new, until the day faded and long shadows grew. Esme barked in a panic and ran all about as Mrs. B. Goldstein continued to shout. Esme ran to the left, Mrs. B. to the right, and quickly, too quickly, the day turned to night.
Esme, my darling! Esme, please come back to me! Esme, please!
Mrs. B. Goldstein went sadly back home and called the police on her gold telephone. "Oh, do find my darling, send all of your men, I'll pay a reward in dollars or yen." So poor little Esme was left there to shiver, alone in the dark, her heart all a-quiver. She longed to be back with her mistress so dear. With kind Mrs. B, she'd had nothing to fear. Yet now she was frightened of all she could see, a horse like a ghost and a rat and a tree. But Samuel Bloom was coming uptown to walk in the park. Now the sun had gone down. Samuel Bloom could put all to right. Samuel Bloom was the king of the night. He knew all the paths. He could smell out a rat. He wasn't afraid of an owl or a bat. And under a bush just by the lake, he found Esme L'Amour in a terrible quake. "Hey kid, what's the problem?" he said. "Don't be down. You're in the Big Apple. That's my kind of town." "But I'm lost," she replied, with a soft, timid smile. "Follow me," Samuel grinned. "It's less than a mile." So he led and she followed, by lake and by zoo. by grottos and arbors where wild roses grew. They walked and they talked, and a sweet night bird sang. They talked and they walked as the old church bell rang. He showed her the stars and the great shining moon, and in Esame's heart love started to bloom. She trustingly gazed in Sam's fine hairy muzzle as under the stars they started to nuzzle. "Oh, darling," she gasped, "can this really be true?" And that's when he said, "It's true, I love you." When dawn came by Mrs. B's splendid front door, they pledged their true love forever and more. But old Mrs. B didn't see it that way. She grabbed hold of Esame and chased Sam away. "Has that nasty rough doggy been horrid, my dear? We'll make sure he doesn't come hanging round here." And she told Ed, the doorman, in tones firm and strong, if he ever saw Samuel, just move him along. That Esame Lamour one day ran away. She sped out of the door and into the street before Mrs. B. Goldstein could utter a bleat. Downtown she flew with her heart in her mouth. It was all strange and new, but she kept heading south. Past buildings so tall, down avenues long. Her love made her brave, her love made her strong. Past dark downtown streets with long traffic jams, past China, past Italy, past ice cream and hams. She raced up the steps to that tenement room to meet once again with her promised bridegroom. "Hey, kid," exclaimed Sam. "Is that you at the door?" "Yes, darling," she answered, "forever and more." Now this is the city and this is the park, where dogs run and play with a yap and a bark. Promptly at 3, rain or shine, every day, Mrs. B. Goldstein is walking that way. And with her walk Esame and Samuel bloom, and 5 little puppies as round as the moon. The end.